to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Frank Meyer.
Here.
Jamie Ballman has an excused absence, so Frank agreed to chair. Casey Benner.
Here.
Don Roush.
Here.
Martha Patterson.
Here.
We have a quorum. And we have approval of the agenda. We have a motion.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor? The next is the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, the April 16, 2018 meeting.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? So, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
Okay. I'd like to introduce to evidence the municipal code for the city of St. Genevieve, including the historic preservation ordinance, the adopted design guidelines, and the staff reports that relate to the request that we're hearing tonight. Motion.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'm unaware of any old business, unless somebody else has something they want to.
Is there any old business? None is reported. So we'll move on to the new business for the evening.
Okay, the first is a certificate of appropriateness for shutters on the front windows of the property located at 627 Market Street. You have the staff report. I'm sorry, I'm doing the wrong one first. The first is approval for screen doors at 694 Market Street. The doors would be on both the front and the back, and the applicant is here. You need to come forward.
Okay, so you need to speak up.
Speak up, will you? Come forward and identify yourself and inform the board of the nature of your request.
I am Sean Albright, I'm the property owner of 694 Market. I used to lie to my parents and come down and spend every other weekend in St. Genevieve. That's how much I was committed to living there. So when you lie to your mother when you're 17, you gotta make it good somehow and buy a house. I'm trying to replicate my great-grandparents' house. And to finish the project, I need wooden screen doors, and on the front and the back. It's just to keep with the house. That's what I'd like to do. So I'm coming to you to ask for permission.
Would you inform them as to how you plan to finish the doors?
Pardon me?
You tell them how you plan to finish.
I'm going to polyurethane them. They're going to be wood doors, and I got the ones with the, I don't know what they're called, the bars in the lower half of them, so I don't have to put a gate or a screen. There's a screen that you can screw into the frame. I don't want that. To me, it does not fit with the house, and all I'm going to do is, I've got a dog that will go through that in a minute. He's got years of practice.
Did I misunderstand you? You're putting wood screen doors in?
Wood screen doors? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
He said he thought you said you're putting in wood screen doors with no screen.
It's a screen door that I can remove the screen to finish it, to sand it down, polyurethane, coat it, and put it inset right back in, and then put the doors up.
Like inserts,
Pardon me?
like inserts,
I'm sorry.
like inserts, screen inserts you can put in after you stain it.
Pardon me?
She's saying that it's
Just
insert.
sand it and polyurethane it and seal it,
Okay.
so it's gonna look exactly like that, only probably shined.
It'll give you ventilation.
Pardon me?
It'll give you ventilation.
That's what I'm missing in this house. I want to open the back door, the front door, and let the wind blow through.
Any other comments? What I think we should do is split the project. There are two pieces to it. So I'd like any further discussion. If not, a motion on the installation of the wooden screen doors.
I still make the motion to that, but I still plenty of other ways with screen doors.
Is your second for that motion?
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Those in favor? Any opposed? That portion carries. Means we approve the installation of wooden screen doors.
Now, you can decide on this next element of it. I kind of misunderstood what the application was going to be, and she came in today and showed me. I thought she was going to erect a wooden fence at the curb in the front of her house, and it turns out it's the metal 4-inch. How tall is the fencing?
The fencing is 30, I believe it's either 36 or 38, but we're cutting it down to 30.
30 inches, and it just
Just,
sticks in the ground.
I
More
hit-
decorative than...
I took out all the sticker bushes I had, and now it looks kind of naked, so we have to put flowers in.
It'll be pretty.
Pardon me?
It'll be pretty. Pretty.
Ready, she says.
It'll be pretty.
I don't know how long the flowers are going to last.
So as a good citizen, she thought she better ask for permission instead of forgiveness.
I'd rather ask for permission than beg for forgiveness.
No, it's not permanent, if it just sticks in the ground, anybody can take it out if they don't want it. So it would be, my opinion, decorative. I think it's fine. I make a motion to accept.
Motion made and seconded to accept the fencing. Any further discussion? I would like to just bring up, is the fence painted?
It's green. It's steel, and it's already,
It's metal with a coating, a green plastic or vinyl coating.
Oh. This is hardly what these our instructions are talking about in
It's like a lawn ornament.
53. And how close is it to that curve that you indicated there?
I have that little curb at the front of my yard. And for the life of me, I don't know what it's for. But it'll be right behind that curb. We have a charming little child, things running through my yard with a bicycle. It's wonderful.
It's high enough that it won't be a tripping hazard.
I would not, and if I saw a trip hazard, it would go behind the flowers.
Okay. Was that what I had understood from reading it, that it was very
I'm sorry.
low, and I was afraid it might be a tripping hazard.
He's saying that I didn't indicate the height, so he was concerned it might be a tripping hazard, but at the 30 inches, it won't be.
And trust me, I'm starting to fall. The older I get, the more I fall. I'm not creating a trip hazard. Because if I do, it can go, that fencing can go away.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. I just want you to consider that we are almost setting a policy here for what can be done in the future when we approve this tonight. Having said that, I'll call for those in favor.
It's not, so it's not a problem, I don't think. as long as it's not gaudy and I don't see the problem. She has, the one thing she just said, she has kids right in her yard. And you've got that, I think it will help people not trip on that to see something else there. So, because it's not permanent, I don't see a problem.
Well,
But are we setting a policy whereby anyone can come in with any style of fence not described in our instructions and ask for and obtain approval based on the fact that we have set a precedent?
We might be, but we also need to look at the style of the house and what kind of fencing that they put. It's kind of like, some houses have these Victorian fences, other houses have shorter fences that were
I'm
down.
not necessarily acting in opposition to it. What I'm trying to do
Yes,
is
sir.
make
We are
sure that
setting
we
a policy.
consider what we're doing, because it is certainly we're certainly going to see this type of request again.
Is that any policy?
Having said that, we'll call for a vote. Those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Unanimous.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The second,
The second case is a request to put shutters on the structure at 827 Market Street. The applicant submitted the application, is not here tonight. John Stuckey's here to speak on the applicant's behalf. So what kind of shutters will they be? How big will they be?
Plastic shutters, probably the size of the window, probably 12 inches wide.
the, our instructions on shutters are very, very big, as you're aware. The guidelines that we have to go by. It does not prohibit them by any means, but it does require that they be the same size as the opening, the window opening. So that if they aren't the same size, you're aware it'd be very.
They would probably match the houses on either side of it, but is that what you know it, the size on either side of them?
Well, I think it's a window opening,
Right.
not
Yeah.
a frame, because the
Right.
shutter usually goes outside the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be attached, and then there's a wooden gap, and then your window opening.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that, when people put these up, if the size is not the same, it's apparent, much more apparent in the vertical aspect than it is on the horizontal. So if it's a little bit short, and it's even with the top, you never notice it. If it's a little bit narrow, you probably will not notice it because it's sitting out there away from the window. And that basically is all the guidance we have, unless, I'd like to hear what the other members of the commission think on this.
Well, it has here, inoperable shutters may be considered if their combined width and height would be the same as operable ones. I think that's what you were talking about.
That's right. And I just want to be sure that, again, we're into an area where we're trying to decorate or improve the appearance of the community. We're going to get a lot of requests, and it's worth our attention to make sure we make the decision correctly. I'm not speaking in opposition to it at all. I'm just trying to get an understanding that what we're voting on. Having said that, is there any other comments?
It's going to fit in with what's around it already, from what I've seen here.
Because the house is nearby, it shows it. And the house,
Yeah.
those shutters would The combined width and height would be the same as operable shutters, so
I make a motion to approve.
Motion is made that we approve the application. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay,
Any further discussion?
any clarification on whether what you're approving. If you're approving them, provided they're the size, their combined dimensions, the size of the window.
Yes.
And they're only putting shutters on the front windows, not the sides?
I was gonna put the sides on too.
Okay.
That's what I thought we were doing, running the
Okay, I didn't
sides, the next to the other houses. But that's whatever you guys want to do.
Does that alter anyone's opinion of it? If that's the case, we'll call for a vote. Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think they'll look quite soon when they come in.
I think the group will be happy with them on there.
Okay, the final certificate of appropriateness is for a sign at a project with which you might be familiar since you approved the renovation of this building earlier. And I don't know if any of you have been there. If not, go. I mean, they really have done this remarkable job, not only with the saving this building, but creating a very interesting space. So I would recommend you go there. But now we have to talk about the sign. State your name and explain what it is you're trying to do.
Dale and Candy McEwen. Currently, you have a picture of the front of my store. My sign is hanging down from the front porch, you know, facing towards the river.
Horizontal to the road.
Yeah, horizontal to the road. So my original plan was, Carla had approved this to this extent, because we weren't really sure exactly what we were gonna do later. I kinda had in mind, but I provided you with another picture of a storefront that is very similar to my porch. And it shows sort of a tavern sign style that is in an L bracket that will be to where people can read it either driving up and down the road or walking. Right now, I have people literally stopping and throwing their brakes on in the middle of the road
And trying to read the
to
sign.
read the sign. And so, you know, one, I'm afraid I'm gonna cause a wreck. Two, it's not my intention for it to stay there in that position, because it's not easy to read from a car. You have to stop your car and read. So, I found a building that's in Colonial Williamsburg that is very similar, like I said, to my front porch, and that's pretty much how we want to display our sign, is that L bracket will come off the front porch post, and then the sign can hang where you can read it coming from either direction, up or down the road. The sign will stay the same. It's just how it's going to be mounted, yeah. Right.
Instead of it facing the road, it's gonna be so when you go up and down the road, you can read it.
Mhm.
And we're gonna have a little open or closed sign underneath it too.
It will
so-
attach to the bottom.
So we'll probably get rid of that flag.
Does your parking come on the street side of the sign, or? I mean, you're not driving under it.
No, no, no.
No.
It's not going to go all the way to that curb, that little concrete curb that's kind of looks like a sidewalk or a
Your
curb.
vertical post is gonna be at the curb.
Yeah,
at
it'll be right
my
there
stairs.
before the
So
curb.
You'll hang it on the horizontal.
Right,
Mhm.
right there.
And it'll be painted the same colors as the house, the bracket and everything will be, so it will all
Before
match.
I call for a vote on it, I want to add my delight with what you have done with that building. It really looks great.
Thank
and,
you.
The work inside
Thank you.
is spectacular, really.
It's been a pleasure. I
We
mean,
need more like it.
I love the house. I just love the house. I love the story associated with the house. The Brooks family, you know, everyone says they were highly respected. I'm honored to have his house and to save it. And, you know, all the outside work is his doing. I don't have anything to do with that. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of work that's been done inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she does a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any further discussion from the board?
I understand where she's coming from, because I almost heard somebody in front of her door. Oh, praise God! Yeah. And there's been talk about trying to turn the Amaro sign that way too, because people do just drive by past it. They think they're in a housing area and they don't.
I also think people are thinking that I might be just another museum house. They don't realize I'm a shop, and so they're just thinking that, you know, I'm another house to tour or whatever. So having that sign turned that way, maybe with a little open and close extension on the bottom might help.
I make a motion to approve it.
I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion to approve in a second. Those in favor? Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. I'm not aware of any administrative approvals that Carla may have done since our last meeting. You'll have one at your next meeting. I just did an in-kind roof replacement today, so. I'm not aware of any other business. But John Stupi would like to appear under public comments to talk about an idea. So, John?
I'll just come up here and sit with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm with the Geared Effect Committee, and we're wanting to put a pavilion up down the Moses Austin property. And we got pictures if you want to pass it. And I'm just wanting to get some ideas right now. We got the, from the park, that's up in the city park, their pavilion. And then this is the new one they just put in out the community center. Just to get some ideas what you're thinking before we even
Now,
start.
you've already spoken to the committee, the Geared Effect Committee.
Yes, yes. We thought we'd get some ideas what you thought before we even start moving forward with.
And what is the pavilion designed to accommodate?
Anything that's down there, you know, like the, what they just had, that, Scottish, and they had, what was the one sold? What was
Oh,
it?
School of Soldier was
Yeah,
down there.
Yeah.
right,
This would benefit everyone.
that's right now, yeah.
Would
And-
be just your benefit, it would benefit.
Right, that's what
a
we're
lot of
wanting.
people.
That's what we're wanting. I bought a playground set one day this week. I hope to go get it and move it down there, a little Tykes commercial.
Gotta have a park.
Well, most, or many, I should say, historic towns do have pavilions for many purposes. One of them, of course, is usually a band pavilion. That's never, I don't know that it's ever been advanced in the community. Apparently doesn't have a great deal of support, or would have been advanced.
The Park Commission has talked about it at great length.
I hope they do.
They have.
Yeah.
The band board wants to stay right where they are. So until the band board
I went
is
there
desirous
once.
of moving to another location,
The pavilion you guys are planning on, is it all going to be picnic tables and seating? Will you have like a small stage area built in?
We could talk about it. We just
Okay.
thought about picnic tables, and then down the road, we want to put public restrooms that's only open when there's a function there.
That'd be great.
Be nice.
It needs development, and I'm
Yeah.
really happy to see that people are talking about it.
No, we're gonna move forward with the pavilion. I just thought while I was here tonight, I was gonna see what you thought about,
I think it's
whether you
great.
think it should be the metal or the architectural shingles. I don't know what, I mean, you know, maybe it's something to think about. If you ever get time, go out to the community center and look at the one they just built there.
Yeah,
It's very nice.
my preference is something more architectural, but there's personal opinion comes in as to what should be, and there's cost.
Right,
And
yeah,
I know you're considering them all, so.
right, right.
I
Well, we
just-
don't want to do it right while, we want to be a part of the
Yeah.
community, and we're hoping to really start using that area down in there.
Well, that area has
People.
improved so much over the past few years. You drive past it now, and instead of a deserted part of town, looks like a park. It's beautiful.
Buildings are being maintained.
And I think a very architectural building in that place would be noticed and appreciated, but I recognize the cost.
Sounds like you have support on this board.
And I hope that, like I said, we want to start moving forward with it pretty quick here. But I know we got to come back and get the permits and all. I just thought of, see if there's any do's and don'ts before we get started.
I assume that you'd be designing something that can take the damage from the creek flooding.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
hoping the levee holds
Yeah.
it away from that, but
Yeah.
the creek is going to be a problem
Mhm.
forever, I think.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's no way to
Now,
mitigate the,
so it's just something we
Creek flooding
accept,
without-
but
Right,
so
good.
far, what you've done, what the groups have done there is really should be appreciated by the community because it looks so much better.
Every time it floods, I wait for a car to go through. And it's all,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I guess, you know, it'd be possible to address the road flooding, but not without causing great disruption
Yeah.
in all directions. So I'm not sure for the few days a year that we have the problem that it's worth the effort.
But I'm just one member of a commission, and
oh, I'm in favor.
as far as
of it.
I'm concerned, if something comes in front of the board, it sure will get careful consideration.
Well, that's.
Thanks.
Like I said, we'll have to, you know, we're gonna start with the pavilion and then we're gonna look into the restroom, putting a building up down there.
It'd be nice.
It's all got to do with money, you know, we got to do one thing at a time and.
Yeah.
Sewer's sitting right there, though. so
Right, everything's right there.
Wouldn't have problem with water and sewer.
It should be something that's in the comprehensive plan for the community, too.
Developing the Georgia Pet property?
Developing all the property within the city.
Well,
But
yeah.
if the city isn't big enough, with annexation should be part of
Well,
the comprehensive plan,
We
and all
certainly-
I'm saying is.
certainly looked at
It's the
annexation.
type of thing that a comprehensive plan
Yeah.
usually considers.
All right, well, thank you. I'll probably be back down the road with the group I work for. It's wanting more shutters put up in that, so all we can do is take it case by case, so. All right, thank you.
If you have any extra shutters, I need about 2.
Do you? What kind you got?
They're the original in the building, I believe.
But they operate?
Oh, yeah, well, they would operate. I have storm windows, so that keeps them
But
from
they're on
operating.
hinges
But
and-
they're on the original hinges. Take the storm windows out, and they'll operate. But they're big.
Well, yeah, after the meeting, I'll get my pictures back in that. We thank you for hearing me out, so.
But thanks very much for coming again.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other public comments? then I think we are adjourned.